to play World's Fair 1893. This is a area control game with a timing mechanism. So tell us more about the game.
It was made by Renegade Game Studios in 2016. It has a Board Game Geek rating currently of 7.2. Designer J. Alex Kevern. His card's actually in the deck, so I'll pop that up on the screen for you because you see, here's J. Alex Kevern, the guy that made it. Artists are Adam P. Mulver and Beth Sobel. We already talked about publisher. It's 2 to 4 player game. Last average 35 to 45 minutes. If you want to track it down, I saw it on Amazon for $40. I don't remember what the MSRP was for it. It's not at Card House, so I'm not sure if Miniature Market had it, but Card House definitely does it.
Okay. Well, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We love all the love and support that you guys give us. So let's talk about quality of pieces. So
the cards are pretty nice. They've got texture on them. I like the historic look of the cards. You have the creative type inventors and such, and then you also have
the actual
inventions, and then you have tickets for the Ferris Wheel.
Yeah. You have a lot of cardboard chits, cardboard money, cardboard medals. You do have wooden cubes to place.
You do have a screen printed Ferris Wheel.
Mm-hmm. That's the actual timer. So overall, besides the card quality, I think everything's pretty average. So I would give this a 6.
Yeah, that's probably where I am too. I mean, the screen printed Ferris Wheel cabin is pretty cool, and then the cards, but apart from that, it's all very standard basic.
Yeah. So moving on to theme. So basically, obviously, this is about the World's Fair. And I do think you get quite a bit of that because you're having the different patents that you're trying to invest in, as well as trying to get the inventors and trying to get special abilities and things like that. So I think there's a little bit in there, but I do think it is pretty light. It's not heavy like some of the other World's Fair games.
It does give you kind of a whimsical feel with the Ferris wheel being the central portion of the board. I like the art that they've got on all the different sections of the board.
Yeah, I just don't feel like the gameplay is very whimsical, if you will. I mean, yeah, the art's there, but the actual gameplay is pretty, very area control. So for me, it doesn't lead into, I'm going to a fair. This is more of like prepping for the fair. That's what it feels like. So the craziness before. Overall, theme-wise, I'm going to give this a 6. It's there. It exists. It's okay.
I think it's worth a 7 because I think the World's Fair theme is not something you commonly see in games. Yes, we saw it in Crystal Palace recently, but it hasn't. It's not in a lot of games.
But compared to Crystal Palace had a way better theme than this one.
Oh, I agree. It's much more integrated than this is by far.
So I think that's why I say giving it a 6 when you compare it to Crystal Palace, where they did it so well. Mm-hmm. This one seems a little lackluster as far as theme is concerned. So I give it a 6.
6.5. I'll go down a little bit.
6.5. Okay. All right. So moving on to rules. So I actually had to read the rules this go around.
Okay.
And what ended up happening was I also watched a playthrough because we tried to read the rules and didn't make it through.
To be fair, I was not at this location, or else I would have read the rules. She played it with her friends Heather and Ann, and I don't need to say any more.
So we ended up watching a playthrough. Thank you.
The rules
so much.
are very simplistic.
So the real issue is that we couldn't visualize the end of games or the end of round scoring mechanism. So that's actually we pretty much got everything up to that point, and then we didn't quite understand that scoring mechanism. So we watched the playthrough and once we saw that, we were able to figure that one out. So now you got to realize trying to conceptualize that just with the people that we had, we were just trying to figure it out. Overall score, I would give it a 7. I already said that, so you go.
I think a 7 is a fair score for it. They're fine. I mean, I don't know, maybe even closer to 7.5 because I think they're actually pretty darn good. It's a very simple game, and it's not that long of rules.
So what are you saying for those that tried to read it and didn't understand it?
I'm just saying it was you and Heather and Annie. I'm not going to say any more.
Be very careful where you tread, sir.
Anyway, moving on.
So let's talk about gameplay. So gameplay is actually pretty straightforward. You have starting locations that you start off based on your player thing.
Oh, I don't get any.
Okay. Actually, you would probably only get one if you were started.
Oh.
But we'll say I started. So basically, and then around the table, you start out with 2 cards at each location. And so basically, when you place a cube, you gain all the cards at that location, and then you refill by placing 1 on the spot that you took and 2 following it. And then that just, everyone takes the turn and they do the exact same thing. But there are 3 different card types available. There is the actual patents themselves that tells you, what you're building. And then you put those in a pile. Then you have the inventors. Now the inventors, the next round you immediately have to take their special action. You cannot hold them back. And then the last one are the tickets. So the tickets, as you accumulate them, you get 1 victory point per ticket. At each scoring, and whoever has the most gets an additional bonus.
And it advances the clock. Each ticket you get moves the clock forward around the Ferris wheel.
And then once the thing goes around, that triggers the thing. Now, what's special about the inventions, you can only score them if you have a majority in the area of the color of the card. So there are blue inventions, red inventions, green inventions, gray, and yellow. But unless you are first or second place in the majority of that color, then you don't get to score those this round. You do get to keep the cards, though, and hopefully score for another round later. I actually found that I would start gathering and then working on it the next round of being able to try to get the most. Now, when you go to score, you also remove cubes for area control, so it does kind of even it out a little bit better. So it's not like once you are, have the majority in this, you keep having the majority. So you take 1 cube for every 2, round it down. So that's how that scoring mechanism works. Now, the other piece of the scoring, so as you score the cards, you turn those cards in, and you gain these colored tokens based on the color of card that you turned in. And you score based on sets. So if you have a set of 4 different tiles, okay, then you get 10 points. If you have all 5, you get 15, and it varies from there. And it's for each set. So it is set collection, which is actually probably my favorite part of the game, because again, I'm not a big huge area control, but this worked out actually pretty well because it didn't feel so attacky. You were just trying to get that influence around those different areas. So like I said, my favorite part is the set collection. What was your favorite part?
Yeah, I just I love the cards. I love the historic aspect of it. I mean, being that inventions and the inventors is something that's really interesting to me. I just like looking at the cards and honestly, and looking at the history for each person and what they did. That's really cool. As far as the gameplay, it's fine. It's fine. Not exciting.
I will say it is probably a light to medium game. Mm-hmm. It is a really good to teach people maybe area control. And maybe a little bit of set collection, but I think the most of it will probably be area control. As far as score rating for me, I'll probably give this a 5. I would rather play Catan. And that may just because I don't like area control so much, but we had fun playing this, and it was a cute little game.
I'm a little higher than you. I thought you were going to be higher than me, so I'm surprised because you talked about this so much. But I'm probably more of a 6.5 on this one.
I'm talking about it because of the company that I was with, because they're amazing.
Okay. But I think it's a fun little game for being as light as it is. It's got some interesting aspects to it, and I love the history. It's appealing to me thematically. So I think a 6.5 is a fair score for it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hopefully we can see you guys again around our table. Bye. Bye.